Hello and welcome to day 4 of the Networking Update V2 challenge. Um, so let's continue off from where we were yesterday. I'm going to show my screen. So we were looking at, I guess, investigating a little deeper about the socket and the session, and trying to figure out, you know, how um, how those two interact together. I guess we can see the players on the socket, and then at one point when the session gets created, I guess we weren't able to see any new players join, even if they join the same room. I assume because when we start the session, there must be some logic somewhere that maybe disconnects from the signaling server, and so no more players can join. Right. So okay, I haven't committed the changes that we've done all week, I think. So let's just do that now, because I forgot to do that. And let's see. I kind of want to put the Docker file into the directory because it's just in the root like that. It kind of looks like it's for the box game itself. So I'll just move that in there. So, yes. All right. And we have to include in the instructions again to go into that directory to do this stuff. All right, so let's just commit that. File. Oh, well, if we're gonna commit, we might as well update the game that's running on GitHub, because we did update the arguments so that by default we're pointing to the server. So what else did we change here? I think that's just formatting. And here, oh, we added this system. Okay, this is just all logs, so that's fine. I won't commit these changes yet, the ones in the main. But I'll commit everything else because this is what we're working on today. So let's go ahead and commit all of these. And then we'll say fix Docker file. Not that it was broken, but I'll just update. Yeah, update Docker file. And oh yeah, well, if you want to update what's deployed on GitHub pages, so we do need to build. With the release and define gem. Yeah. So what this is going to do is it's going to update the files we have under docs, because we have GitHub pages enabled. Whatever's inside this docs folder will actually be hosted. and available on, I think, probably Bucks Game. I don't remember the URL. You may have written it down somewhere. Yeah, here, gamedev.github.io/Bucks Game. All right. So yeah, so if anyone wants to try the game, they don't need to compile anything at all. You just go to that link. Yeah. So should not take much longer. So it's kind of hard to tell how long it takes when it's on the last step like this. But yeah, maybe in the meantime. So right, so the socket yesterday we established this is from Matchbox, and this is from GGRS, which uses Matchbox. But initially, what's going on is we're just connected to Matchbox, and GGRS will, I guess, create that session, and it appears like at some point somewhere dropping that connection with the Matchbox server. And then manage like all of the game synchronization between all the players and stuff. So yeah, in the lobby system, I think. Yeah, so like in lobby system here, is it lobby system? Okay, let's finish. Let me just run the engine. Done. And then rising up. We'll make our rising a lot smaller. All right, and this one I think doesn't usually take too long. All right, so yeah, start Matchbox socket is like the first thing that happens, and then give the room a name, and then the players that are trying to connect together will go to that room. So yeah. All right, wasm up is done. And that was the last step. So we can commit now. Well, we have to add these. This and this. All right. So let's commit that. And we'll push. So now we should have, okay, it hasn't pushed yet. Yeah, no, there you go. So now this is live. I mean, it's on GitHub. We'll have the latest there. All right. So let's close. I'd like to leave this open. No, let's just close it. All right. Yeah, so I wonder what we can do in terms of Matchbox before we even start the session. Because obviously we're fine with this part, with this first Matchbox part. It's just when the session gets created that we can't get any more players. And so what we'll have to change is something in this session creation. Yeah, but yeah, this socket part for Matchbox, basically we just want to keep it open, right? So that players can keep joining. This is our function we created yesterday. All right, so all right, so I think we will maybe look at what we can do is socket. So socket dot we got connected peers, channel, yeah, channel, peers, send. Yeah, update peers. All right. So I think it looks like pretty much it's just information on the players that have joined the same room as us. And I guess enough information that we can use that to communicate with them. Like when all the players are joined, that's what we do with the channel. Somewhere here. Channel. We take the channel and then pass them into the start P2P session. And I guess all the communication happens in here to get the players synced up and get the game started. So I think I'm going to look for like maybe where it disconnects from this signaling server. If that just kind of happens implicitly, maybe when the take channel happens. Give an ID. That's ID 0, like yourself. Okay, there's an example. 0 is reliable, 1 is unreliable. Okay. If we go look here, channel size. Channel is a use size. Could be any number. Self.channels. Okay. Yeah, I don't totally understand how I know whether it's reliable or unreliable. Get new. Okay. This doesn't really help us. Because they don't document what these values could be, other than, okay, wait, I think I get it now. So like add channel reliable, add channel unreliable. Then you have, I guess, an array of channels. And then this is the first one. This is the second one. And the channels get added. Right? Because I guess we never called the new. Did we? Or we called something else, but it's let's see, lobby system. No, I want the one like with the setup here. We did. Oh, okay. We did new GGRS here. And I guess new GGRS is probably starting to be matchbox socket. Add channel. Okay. And channel config GGRS. All right. I guess there could be different types of channels. They use different protocols. So, all right. Well, that's fine. We don't need anything else. GGRS is what we want anyway. Yeah, so GGRS is handling starting this here. Let's see. I'm wondering, like, if we had like this connection with the signaling server stay open, then other players obviously would be able to join. And then there'd be the whole logic of, okay, getting those players synced up properly because the game's already been running for a certain number of frames. Yeah. But first, let's just hopefully get players connected. Yeah. So probably have to focus on the start PvP session because that's pretty much the only thing that gets called from out here. I mean, there's this configuration stuff, but like everything starts here. And we did look into here before. Check if all players are added. It's all fine. Count the number of players' addresses. All right, so all of this stuff should have already happened, right? Since it's just checking if, you know, the keys contained there, it's checking if each player has okay, well, it is pushing stuff into here, into this one, but count the number of players per address. Okay, it's pushing stuff into here so that I can use in this next loop. Number of addresses. And then type, okay. Yeah, so it's getting all the players, the player type and everything, and then for each you need to do address, create an endpoint. Okay. So these players, all this player information is coming from the player registry. Page registry handles. And I think that's what got set up in the in the configuration. And we add the players in somewhere. Here, yeah. Channel, socket tape, channel. No, not this, but I mean, yes and no. When we do the players, this has the player types. So we add all the players and then we take channel, the GGRS channel. Okay, that we have open with everybody. And it starts. Okay, let's go back here. So box new socket. Okay, well, so it says it creates an endpoint for all of them. Is this maybe doing something special? Synchronize, protocol state, initializing, synchronizing. Like, I don't see anywhere where the connection is dropped or anything with like Matchbox. But players definitely can't join anymore when the game started. So must be happening somewhere. Let me take a look at this game. Start socket. Okay, insert resource. Is there, okay, maybe there's a system somewhere There's something we're adding that's doing something every frame. Give this some more behavior there that might be interesting to look at. Here we're just registering components, resources, GTRS. Maybe is there a plugin somewhere? Okay, GTRS plugin. We configure it here. This could be doing something, potentially. Okay, GTRS plugin. Is that right? New. Okay. New. Okay, we'll do default, and then that default is this, and this will initialize itself. It's just initializing itself. It's not adding a system or anything from what I can see. Maybe it is, I don't know. Or nothing starts until the maybe nothing starts until the sessions actually started. Build. Okay, we did call build. So yeah, there we go. Now it's adding the systems in here. Okay. Yeah, so this build is what I was looking for. Stage, you can see add system. So okay, run and base set. Which system is this? I guess GGRS stage. I'm not sure. Isn't a system usually a function? When this gets called, I guess it returns something that's a system. The result of this has to be a system. So maybe in base set returns config, which is a trait. Okay, it can be converted into a system config. Okay. So trait. So I guess anything that's okay. So okay, this is a trait that apparently allows you to convert something into a system. So it doesn't necessarily have to be I mean, it could be a struct or something. I don't know. Well, it's got functions, whatever functions are needed. So like when, okay, yeah, right. Because the system is not really a function. It's, I mean, there's a macro that converts that function into what it needs to be. So like there's probably like multiple functions associated that just get generated. And the macro runs on top of that function. So I guess it would look something more like this. But yeah, I think we're getting sidetracked here. We're in WECS now. But interesting that this thing is set up like this. And then T, config sensing. So I don't understand a lot about what it's doing here. But yeah, yeah, I could work around this. Like if we had a room that we joined, and then like never started a session with it. Like, okay, it looks like when we take the channel here, I suspect maybe this is where we don't get any more connections. Takes the yeah, so like if we have no channel anymore, thinking like if we take the channel here, maybe that's why when we do socket up players, there's no new players, right? Socket is this thing, struct billable plurality of socket. So we have peers and channels. So I assume this channels would become empty afterwards because we have just the one channel. So that could be option, interestingly. So I guess this option would turn into none, possibly. Right? If we so maybe we can test that and see, what's the channel like before and after. Because if we're listening for players that connect or disconnect, and there's no channel, maybe that's why there's no actual connections or connections happening for this socket out players list. Right, players is just the I guess the connected peers, gets the IDs and player types from that. All right. Yeah. So I think that's what here. Yeah, maybe that's what we should look at. Socket take channel, and it takes it from self channels. Right. Channel. That's the index, I guess. Okay, so I do like, oops, where was I? Okay, so let's take a look at the value of the channel here. Channel, I don't want this function. Mutable reference to the channel. Yeah, I suspect our mutable reference is not good enough for here. So socket, this non-blocking socket static. I mean, we could try just to see if it compiles. That would be easy to check. But I think it doesn't want a reference to the channel, it wants the actual channel. So run. Okay. Oh yeah, well already can already see or this does not return an option, so maybe this way. All right. So and then here it's not happy because yeah, I guess it's a reference, mutable reference. The trait balance not satisfied. Trait non-blocking is implemented for is implemented for whatever TC channel. So why is it saying it is? Usually it says it's not implemented. The card by a balance used by this call. So this wants to have something that implements non-blocking socket T address. What's that? This channel is of type this WebRTC channel. On the other hand, what we had here, this is also a WebRTC channel. It's not just not a mutable reference. What if we cloned it? Could we? Is this clonable? That's siren. Let's see. Can we do that? Okay. Now 0.clone. No, it's not clonable. So where is this implement? Debug. Yeah. So we have to take. If instead of taking the channel, I mean, we're already taking the socket, right? Or the socket is already. No, we're not. Okay. If we had like a different function that would, yeah, I don't know. We could do this every time a new player joins, but we'd have to like not take the channel. But this needs the channel. Called socket here. Is it here? Socket. So where is this actually used? New socket. Actually, this might be where some things are happening. So okay, no, it's just returning the socket as part of the struct that's returned. But yeah, this does return a self. So yeah, okay, so something's going to be using that. Find all references. No, it's not giving me what I'm looking for. I guess if I go to self, well, I guess P2P session socket is here, and then implement. Yeah, this is a new function. I think I should do find all references from the struct. Socket, was it? Yeah. Find all references. Okay, that's better. So this is what's using the socket. It's sending, receiving messages. I don't even know how to be a spectator. This may be an argument to join as a spectator. Why not? It's definitely something we should be able to add. All right, so this looks like it's just calling send all messages on all the endpoints. Self.send.receive. Well, this is receiving all messages. What about this one? Also send all messages, the inputs. So it's only being referenced to like actually get the game running and synchronized, looks like to me. Yeah. So okay, so I think what's happening with it is this socket we get the channel from, which we also get the players from. it's a take. So, well, not here, but this doesn't compile right? So, it's a take channel, and so then like socket doesn't have the channel anymore. It's not able to check for players anymore. Say you do update peers, it probably costs them something. Or not peers, not update peers, but like players. Oh, maybe none of these. There's something running somewhere that will add stuff to the channel. I mean, send stuff into the channel. Some message about what players are connected or whatever. And so yeah, if that's not here, then I guess it doesn't happen. I don't know where that's happening though. If there's like some code that's running somewhere related to Matchbox. I haven't seen that yet, but it must exist somewhere. But anyway, if we don't take this channel, then we can't start the session. So this is the thing. On the other hand, we do still have access to this channel through this P2P session because that's being added as a resource. So like if we access the session here, session dot channel, no, hold on, it wasn't session. Maybe I got the type wrong here. P2P session GGRS config. Oh, no, I think I did get the type right, didn't I? That's what's being added as a resource, pretty sure. Wait, no, session. It's a struct session with the T config, right? The session is an enum, so it's an enum variant. Okay, yeah, so this is right. It's just that we have to do session, like we have to match and then get P2P session. Match session and then P2P. And this is going to have a value. Let's call it, I don't know. Not great naming at all. We need to handle all cases, so in all of the cases, we'll just do nothing. All right. So what's wrong here? Expected tuple structure to the variant. Okay. We need it to be like this. There we go. We're not. The session here is what type? They're supposed to do something first. It's no match rhymes. Okay, well, that's not helpful. We're only interested in this one. And actually, did I write that wrong now? And the quick fix thing. Yeah, that should be right. Okay. Mismatch types, expected struct. This means found enum session. Okay, I gotta call something on this to get it. As group maybe. There we go. All right, and then sesh dot. Let's see if socket is in here. No. Didn't have socket. There's a bunch of stuff. Well, maybe it's not public. Let's look at P2P session. Oh, that's a struct. Right, okay. This is a struct. So it's because it's a struct instead of an enum variant. So we do have socket here. Yeah. I think the struct is public. But it looks like I can only see the methods. Yeah. Not the attributes, or I guess the values of the struct. This is not what I think. P2P session. The type of sesh is mutable P2P session to JS config. Yeah, it should be right. Even though it's a mutable reference, I should be able to change anything, right? Why can't I access anything on the struct? I'm not sure. I want to see what's in here. I'm just wondering if maybe it's ref analyzer. Okay, this is something private. The field. Oh, right. Okay, so the struct is public, but the field is private. So I can't access this directly. Could I? How could I? Can I access this somehow through a method? Maybe one of the methods will give me access. Otherwise, I'll have to yeah, modify this. So session dot events, maybe. Local player handles. I don't think that's what we want, but maybe remote players handles, spectator handles, network stats. I think events is probably where we should look first. All right. Let's go to here. And there's going to be a method called events. Maybe I should just search for it. It looks like. This is some stats that I noticed before. I don't know what kind of stats is gonna return, but anyway, let's look for. There's gonna be something like FM events, yeah. Event queue. What's this event queue? This event. I don't see any like connected event, just disconnected. Yeah, it might be tricky to do what I want with GGRS. Well, that's kind of unfortunate because I really wanted to use GGRS though, because it handles all the synchronization between stuff. I really don't have to rewrite all that myself. But maybe there's like some small change we can do somewhere to work around this. Yeah, we're definitely going to need access to that socket to not take channel, but to get socket.players, get like any new players, I guess. Or I guess update peers will tell us that as well. Yeah, we get the connected and disconnected on the socket itself. It doesn't appear likely we can do it directly from this here. So what can we do here? We can maybe we could still use like everything from GGRS if we just create our own copy of this type. Or I guess it's, P2P session is the one that has the private. Yeah, so this expects the P2P session. If it was like, okay, it's not like some kind of generic type, so it has to be this one, unfortunately. This takes a generic T, but doesn't change the fact that socket is still private. So, yeah, and I guess spectator session would break unless we did the same thing for it, probably. Let's take a quick look. Well, not that it's not even in use right now, but can worry about that later. Okay, yeah, so definitely we have to create our own P2P session. I mean, yeah, our own enum that has all these, but well, we can start with just this one session. Okay, let me see 1 second here. Insert resource session, P2P session. Where is this defined? Type by VGTRS. Nice. Okay, so does this implement anything? Let's see how complex it would be to write our own, or how much we would actually need to do. Let's see if there's methods on that. Session dot. I think this is all like Bevy stuff. Looks like. I think. Yeah, so I think it's just a struct. So that one should be pretty easy. And then the P2P session here that we pass in here, that one has a bunch of methods. I'll have to make sure to copy as well. I'm wondering, okay, does that cause any issues anywhere? There's probably like a system accessing that, right? Because like there's a bunch of work being done. Yeah, here for events. This is just logging events. All right. Well, we spent a lot of time investigating. Now I think we can maybe experiment with this. I don't know if this is going to go anywhere. Maybe not. And we might not have be able to get this working this week. But sure, I've learned a lot about GTRS. Maybe in the future we'll be that much closer to figuring that out. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and create a file. I'll call it, it's basically a custom version of session. I'll just call it session, right? It's being referred to as session here and basically in a bunch of places. So session.rs. I'm putting a different file because this is otherwise this might get pretty long. Sure to use that here. Session, and then also we'll need that to exist. So, all right. So this is from yeah. So all right, we can use this file now. We'll probably need a bunch of imports, but I might just suggest those to us. Otherwise we'll copy them. All right. So here, session build. I wonder if oh yeah, this is still fine though, isn't it? Oh no, it's not because it's building the one with the private. Oh, okay. So this start P2P session we'll have to rewrite as well. Well, rewrite probably just copy paste, and hopefully none of the stuff that it's accessing is private. It looks public to me, so yeah, I might be able to just copy it and just change what it returns. Yeah, return a different P2P session. Yeah, we'll just have to go. Okay. All right. What do we start with? So, I mean, this is a good candidate, I guess. We need this function. Right. So let's copy it. And then instead of calling it himself, we'll take something as input because yeah, we don't have to change the self. Right. The self, which is the session builder. Right. This yeah, it's useless afterwards, right? The session builder again. And we're perfectly fine with it. It's just for the configuration. So we can keep that as is. And then yeah, so I need self to be that thing. I don't want to actually call new on it, but yeah, I need this type session builder GGS config. Yeah. Builder. And then we'll say session builder. Do we want to? Do we need this mutable? Maybe. It'll tell us if we don't. Session builder and GGS config. Great. Is there okay? There's the generic type T. Is that already GGS config? Because then we can just use that. Start P2P session. That's on the session builder. Okay, session builder T config. Yeah, session builder T. So maybe let's just use that. That's T. Because that would be the type of the struct. Now we'll have to replace all the selves by builder. Session builder, just call it builder. Call it session builder. Be a little bit more descriptive. There's the name itself. Oops. Okay. And I think, yeah, let me fix this indentation. So okay, we need to tell it what T is. Let me go back again to the builder. We're at T config, so we're gonna need this. And we're gonna need this. I think we've gotten it wrong. Here's the T goes. Probably the where goes somewhere else. Yeah, I got the syntax wrong. So none of this goes here. I think maybe it's after. Or, you know, it's might even be different because this is just a function. Just putting this comment here, so I have to copy it again. Let's look that up real quick. Browser window, Rust, generic function. Structs, here. So food T. All right. Okay. So okay. So a few things here. So the T was in the right place. So we do need T here. And then the in this argument, in this example, the argument is the type T. We do have an argument that uses type T. That's kind of similar. But we want to constrain that T with where T config. And so I think that goes here, T config directly. It's a little simpler. Okay, it needs to know what that is. Import config. Pretty sure that's the GTRS one. Yes, GTRS. All right. So session, okay. Now I think a lot of these are going to be imports that I'm missing. Oh, I can get rid of this now. Import. I'm pretty sure nowhere is actually importing this individually. It's probably like GGRS. Oh, it is? No. Does it have like a prelude? It's got matchbox prelude. Okay, whatever. It's nice to see explicitly what are the dependencies anyway. So session. Okay. P2P session. This is the one we want our own version of, so I won't import that just yet. GGRS error, that's fine. Is that it? No. No. Okay, session builder. There's a typo here. All right, let's search for self. or where the self is session builder. So few more here. There should be no selves left. Yeah, not even here. All right, no selves. Okay, and now let's do fix private. That's private. I guess we do have to rewrite session builder as well. I hope we don't have to rewrite too much stuff. I mean, rewrite, copy over. It might be at this point, it might be easier to just fork it and then change those things that I need public to public. Yeah, I was hoping I wouldn't have to do that though. I mean, we're basically already doing that, just less conveniently, so maybe we have to do that. Let's wait and see for a second. The session builder, maybe it's not so bad. It's also private. It's all private. Yeah, I think it's public, like only within the crate or something like that. I thought it was public. Oh, I guess it isn't. What did I look at earlier? Maybe I looked at like GGRS or something. I looked at the wrong one. Yeah. Default. Okay. Let me just go back to the main. I want to see. I think we can still use this, for when you generics, and it should be fine. That's the good news. We don't have to rewrite everything. I think this is would be really handy. Yeah, it should be okay. I think we don't have to rewrite too much. So we'll have to maybe start with the. Yeah, I thought I could just kind of hijack this, create a function that takes this argument and just uses it, but since it looks like the stuff is private on it, then I'll just do it the way it was before. So this will just be a method on top. Yeah, so let's just clear this file. So over here. All right, so it's going to start here with session builder. So we're going to copy the session builder and just make these public. But we're going to need a bunch of stuff. Might reference like constants and stuff. Looks like I don't know everything that's in this file, but it's called builder, so it's probably, yeah, most of it is. Right, there's a bunch of functions here to set values. Yeah, I don't know. How much of it are we actually using? Maybe let's look at that. Maybe we don't even need a session builder. Right, so if we go to start P2P session, because after this, the session builder is useless. Start P2P session and then self. So we need number of players, player registry, handles, the registry handles the registry rules. So it looks like as long as we have like, okay, local players, there's a few things. We don't have to copy everything, I think. Just what we need. So we're not doing spectators, not doing any of the other stuff. We can simplify this and yeah, keep it simple. So we'll create a struct that takes something that's satisfied. It's something that implements config. And then player registry, we'll have to construct a registry. We don't need to handle the spectators or anything. So it should be pretty simple, I think. But yeah. What are these all used for? Pretty sure these are not. I don't think these are all used when we start the session the way we do. Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll get the start P2P session function first, and then fill up a struct with whatever this uses. Right, so I know it could be that it causes a bunch of functions and we end up dragging in a bunch of stuff, but we'll just start this way. So let's close the brace here and then open it with skip all these functions. This. We needed to implement default, I think. Do we? Session builder. Yeah, maybe we don't. All right. Now let's get the actual session builder. Big. This we can import config. All right. Let's import a few more things. Import socket. P2P session. That's going to be our own thing. This will just create the P2P session that we need, but this one also has private stuff that we want to access. Yeah, I'm starting to think maybe it would just be easier to just, this is, it's getting wrong. We'll just fork it and change some things with public. Yeah, let's just do that. It'd be easier to manage. For now, anyway. It'd be a good way to start. So what I want to look for is GGRS. Which one am I depending on? 0.9. Let's just make sure we're on 0.9. Oh wow, there's a bunch of versions. Maybe I missed. I mean, the example use 0.9, but there's a lot of more recent versions since. Is there release notes? Maybe that might be useful to take a look at. There's no notes. Maybe the commits. Let's take a quick look. It looks like there's been a lot of updates. How old is 0.9 that we're using? Yeah, it's a lot of substance. Is this really what I'm depending on? By VGGRS? Okay, let's look at crates.io. Because sometimes sometimes I've seen libraries where the versions weren't all on crates.io. GGRS. Okay, it's definitely there. All right, how did I not notice this before? Matchbox, maybe Matchbox has an updated example. We based our code off of Matchbox's example. And now I'm curious what the differences are in here. But so far it looks pretty similar. Looks like there's more respectors now. Okay, it pretty much looks the same. Isn't there a main? Let's see. Maybe it's just for both now. Box game PTP. Okay. Maybe it's best to just stick to the version we're on now and then update afterwards. Yeah, it might be a bit annoying to update later, but don't want to get too sidetracked. Yeah, so let's, did I close it? Yeah, let's go ahead and fork it, change the things we want to public. I want to, okay, amount of time, but I just really want to at least log some players joining or something like, all right, get a bevy GRs. We'll go to 0.9, which I can't see first. That's weird. Let's see. Maybe it's not bevy GGR. Yeah, it is. Okay, 0.12. Okay, I was looking at the wrong dependency. All right. Yeah, I was so confused. All right. So, you know what I want? Okay, this, yeah, perfect. So I want to fork here, create a fork, and name it the same as one. I don't want to only copy the main branch because I want specific tag. Very my first, okay. So there's an organization called gamedev where everything is. It looks like I have to create it inside of my user account. That's fine. It's kind of, I can always move there. So yeah, so let's just go ahead and do that. This will be the easiest way. I mean, because otherwise, if I just clone it and then, because I could also just clone it and then point to my local copy that's modified, then you guys won't be able to see that. So, or play with it or test it. So, all right. So it's fine. So now I'll on this one. Yeah, let's do this one. And one level, make sure we don't already have it. We do have it, but I think we don't need it. So we'll go ahead and delete that. Could do rm-r, I think, but I'm not sure that would be some windows. But let's get rid of the HGRS. We based our example off Matchbox, so we don't need this one either. Yeah, let's just delete these two. Good, I think we just need some small changes. So, okay, clone. This is our own. WGRS. Let's go in. Oops. WGRS, and then get. You know what? This would be easier if I just open it in another VS Code, because then I could see the git tree. Oh, I have it already. Guess I didn't know it changed. Still don't. Okay, perfect. So let's just go see the tree. And I want this, so I'll just check out this one. I don't need to create a branch, but at least check out. I probably need to create a branch if I want you guys to see. What do I call this? I don't know, experiment. In-game connection experiment. Connect. I'm just terrible with names. I don't want to spend too much time on this. I can always rename it, but accept connections in game. All right. So we've got a branch here. Now let's look for the session builder. I know that exists here. Did we clone the wrong repository? I hope not. All right. We can get rid of this session. All right. Well, okay. Yeah, let's just do it. There's some errors here because of this. Yes. Okay, go down to the function. That does all this stuff. Okay. Session builder. And I guess we don't need to change session builder anymore because we've worked. We just need to change P2P. What's it called? P2P session, which is part of. Oh, it's part of Jira. It's not. Okay, we call them the one. All right, let's clone GGRS. Oh, is that going to be an issue? Because Bevy GGRS uses GGRS. Yeah, we might have to like patch it. Okay, we can do that. We can do that. We can force Bevy GGRS to use their own GGRS version. So we want to fork this. All right. No. I don't have to fork all the branches. Not just the main. Well, let's delete this. Slash JS. I'm under the password. Okay, we're good. So let's clone this again. Wait, not this one. Okay. Close our own window. So, oh yeah, and this is also okay. Give a GTU this one. All right, so let's fork, but we want to fork all the branches. I don't know what the step stood for. Good game rollback system. I'm getting sidetracked now. All right. So now we can clone it. And let's go with this. Um, okay, and it's not by the GGRS, it's just GGRS. All right. So now let's open, let's do exactly what we did before, but for this one. Folder, GGRS. All right. Let's go to, I think, 0.9.4. And we'll create a branch. We just make sure this is the branch we're actually on. Well, the branch, the tag, the version 0.9. So yeah, the latest 0.9. That would be this. So let's create a branch. What's it? What was it? Allow. There's a new connections. In game. Will we have to change both of these? Yeah, because the start. Yeah. Let me just make sure it's the same name. Okay, I'll open the other one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to finish this tomorrow. I really need to get going. Yes. Accept connections in the game. All right. So here a branch. Accept connections in game. Let's switch to this branch. All right. And then yeah, I'm gonna stop here for now, and we'll continue tomorrow. Yeah, so if you enjoyed the stream, like, share, subscribe, and let me know. Yeah, comment, just give me some feedback, or just say, hey, watch your stream, it was lame or it was great, whatever. Yeah. So yeah, I'll see you guys for day 5 tomorrow. Bye. Thanks for watching.